Alright, what's up? I've never done anything like this before. I want to do like a little crafting unboxing type of video. Crafting for 4th graders. I mean, you don't have to be 4. Is an easy weave bracelet. Alright, so we're gonna... Oh, those aren't for me. I have no idea how this works or what this is. The Zip Snip. You see, it has perforated edges along the back, so you can tear it open. The problem is, it prefers to just rip in half, you know? Oh. And it comes with... This is... Oh dear. This is a wood table. There's some embroidery thread. So there's that. Beads! Beads. Beans. Nope.
No,
It's
so
me.
I was going to say, he's always in the other room.
No, I'm working on my project for work.
Who are you talking to on the phone?
Myself.
Okay.
I've decided to record it for some reason.
Uh-huh.
Have you ever seen like the makeup videos on YouTube and stuff? It's kind of like that, except I'm making crafts for toddlers.
Ah, okay.
Love you, Mama.
Love you too, baby.
By slicing through the container to create bracelet-sized links, doesn't really fit into it. I don't know, I know mine won't, but I don't know if a toddler's hand would fit through a bracelet that size. This is a little larger, so I believe it, but this would be much better with an X-Acto knife. But I also think the plan is to make these bracelets without an X-Acto knife so that we don't have to give X-Acto knives to children. Does that make sense, Mama?
Yeah.
Here, I'll do this for the microphone. I think the hardest part so far is just keeping it straight. Did it cut through the plastic? Yes, it did. Very jaggedly, but that's okay because now I think I can get... Have you ever heard the one being the one joke? Ooh, ooh, ooh. If I were to do a review for the Zip Snip going on here, I would have some really nice things to say about it. Because this, I mean, other than the fact that the guard prevents you from really getting in, color me impressed. Leave these plain or coat with washi tape for color and support. You know that we're going to cover this thing in tape. Piece of tape. I promise that I have hands. Now we're cooking. Frick. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Ah, there we go. I may have made a mistake. Okay. No. Tape, you fickle mistress. Come on. So I think the tape is wide enough. Do this number with it. Bring it around town. No, I can't make SpongeBob references on this show. Not because SpongeBob references are wrong, right? But when a show becomes dominated by like one source of humor, specifically someone else's source of humor, I find it personally to be a little bit disingenuous, you know? SpongeBob itself is a cornerstone of many a childhood, especially amongst people I know, because I was its target demographic. Okay, I'm gonna try more tape. It is funny, and Steven Hillenburg was a genius, and I've had conversations at length about how SpongeBob has had its ebbs and flows, and that Steven Hillenburg and his writing team created one of the funniest shows on television, and then it struggled to really find its voice afterward. You know, I've had that conversation before. It's a fun conversation to have. The trouble is, SpongeBob is kind of over. I know it still airs episodes, but the people quoting SpongeBob all the time are no longer the target demographic of SpongeBob. I think that's enough tape. So, what happens is, this tape is off. But SpongeBob itself, for one thing, was never as popular as it was made out to be, right? Like, not everyone loved or watched SpongeBob. There were a lot of people who weren't allowed to. There were a lot of people who just found the characters annoying. A lot of parents found the characters annoying. And that was part of why it did so well amongst kids, is because these were, in a way, I mean, people all the time are talking about how Squidward went from the annoying character who doesn't know how to have any fun to the most relatable one, because he hates his job and so do we. I actually love my job because this is kind of what I'm doing right now. Okay, away from SpongeBob for a minute. I have the bracelet wrapped in tape. It looks a little flimsy, so I need to stop making those sorts of innuendos. This is for church. Coat with washi tape for color and support. This is masking tape because the directions are unclear. Coat with washi tape for color and support. If using cardboard, make a circlet by overlapping the ends of the bracelet and binding it with tape. These can be tailor-made to the size desired for your small creator. Aww, small creator. God's not sure. Once you have the basic bracelet formed, punch holes into the bracelet. Just anywhere, I guess? Or, you know, this is an art project, so I'm guessing we can put them just anywhere. But that a little bit of prior planning would be better, so I'm just going to do this completely randomly to simulate what a 4th grader would do. So it's alternating. I'm going to add 1 or 2. Random is that after Steven Hillenburg left, that's kind of what happened to it. It got caught up in the whole like 2008 to 2011 phase where the funniest thing in the world to everyone was just the act of being random or nonsensical. Like iCarly and its random dancing bit was kind of the harbinger of this, so to speak. Kind of the fallen angel. Kind of the, iCarly was, demonic. Sorry, not sorry. Actually, Spencer, if you're listening, or, Jeremy Trainer, if you're listening, you're freaking cute, man. Once you have the bracelet form, punch holes into the bracelet. Okay, I did that. Cut a length of yarn or embroidery thread. Tie and attach this on the inside of the bracelet and begin weaving. Add beads to weaving as desired. The yarn. This is not a tutorial, so I'm not gonna be really showing you much of what I'm doing. I didn't plan this out, so I didn't know I was gonna wind up thinking about SpongeBob for most of this. Not that I'm upset, but... So it said to tie it inside the bracelet, but these are some big punched holes, so I can't really do it like I would do embroidery where I tie a knot so it doesn't pull through the fabric, but I guess it wants me to like go ahead and do the weave. Go ahead and hit the woe. Go ahead and Whatever you say, diggity dog. Okay, so far so good. The good news is, because I added those extra holes, now that I'm going back into the bracelet, it's exactly where I wanted it to be. But that's a lot. I know what I'll do. I'll actually go against the instructions here and tie it outside of the bracelet so that it looks like a little shoelace. Put some bees on it because we need to save our bees. Bees are a non-renewable resource, and it's important that we protect them with our lives. Because without bees, we're going to lose all of the plants, because bees are one of the most important pollinators that we have on the planet. So next time I catch one of you silly people killing a bee, you're going to have me to deal with. That was superfluous because this is a Ziploc bag. I mean, it's not Ziploc brand, but like zip clothes feels icky to say. So these are all primary colors. And I can see that this is not the original package because it was already opened, like I said. The zip snip was superfluous. So, right here I've got, it says on the package green pony beads, but these are definitely mostly blue and yellow and a few red mixed in. So good primary colors. I'm actually kind of excited about it. So I'm going to get myself, I'm going to ignore that for now. Just like I do a lot of things for what I want to do to this bracelet. There's a lot of things I want to do to this bracelet. It's a nice bracelet. I might give it to my lovely lady. At the time of filming this, she is in Mazatlan. If you're thinking, I thought Brooke was in Mexico, then I have some bad news for you. Mazatlan is actually a figment of my imagination. My beautiful, beautiful woman can have a beautiful, beautiful place on this beautiful, beautiful earth to go spread the tale of our beautiful, beautiful Jesus Christ with beautiful, beautiful children. But it's all a figment of my imagination so that I can have a cool girlfriend. But SpongeBob, you see, SpongeBob is not a figment of my imagination. But my feelings about it are. I mean, if you really think about it, this yarn is fraying. And that's no bueno. Like, I have no idea if what I just did helped or not. So now that's a blue, yellow, red pattern. Blue, yellow. So, I have a question for those of you watching who are into art. The reason that these primary colors, blue, yellow, and red, look so good together, is that sort of similar to why, like, notes in a major chord always sound good together, like 1, 3, 5, like these good harmonies? Is it like a similar situation there? And to all these music people who may be watching this, what am I talking about? Like, do I even know what I'm saying? Alright, so this yarn has to come back through again. Something is happening. So I'm going to have to do the reverse for this side because the yarn is coming out in the reverse. It's telling his understanding, liberal gay parents that he is in fact straight. And that's a joke I don't know if I'm allowed to say. Not because it's offensive, because I know for certain it likely is. But because I'm not certain that I'm actually funny. So, remember me saying earlier that I put just the perfect amount of holes in it? I didn't. And then I'm going to add my loops. Loop, loop, loop. That's a bracelet. That's a bracelet right there. I can't fit. Hey, Rory. Rory, come here. Here. Can you put this on your paw? Rory, put your paw up here. Rory, where are you going? Rory, I need your help. Come on, I'm getting paid for this. I can't. Come on, you're the only person in this house who has the wrists of a toddler. The problem that I'm foreseeing is that these plastic bracelets, but this plastic where it's one solid ring, it's not flexible, it's not elastic. So I don't know if the toddler's going to be able to get their hands through. Just like I don't know if I'm ever actually going to get to the point while talking about SpongeBob. Come here! Give me your paw. Can I see your paw? I think what I'm trying to say about SpongeBob is that because we memed it so much, it's one of the few things where I think it survived a long time without being overdone. But I think we're just on the edge of it, where if you take what SpongeBob is and you really do start to obsess over it alone and not these individual out of context things, then the medium itself goes stale. Not stale the way like a piece of bread goes stale, but goes stale Bon Jovi would go stale. So I'm going to redo this because I think there's a better way. See, my initial thought was to start on this side. Now I think my thought is to sort of do it like this. Ha-ha! I still have an old iPod Nano. Because there's no elasticity in the plastic, the cardboard, or even the yarn. The yarn can be adjusted so that it will be on my wrist and stay there, but it won't be adjusted so that I can take it off without untying it. And untying it will mean I have to re-thread it. But I think I succeeded on the plastic one, so I'm not really going to worry about that. I am going to finish this, but actually I think that's a bad idea because then I won't be able to get it off my wrist without ruining it. Paper feathers? Do I have paper feathers or am I making paper feathers? Rory, what is it, buddy? There's an episode of SpongeBob that I still to this day have on that old iPod Nano that I would watch before going to bed. Like, I had a rotation of TV shows that I had downloaded to this thing. And on a screen about the size of a knuckle, I would watch the same 5 episodes of Mythbusters, 2 episodes of SpongeBob, and 3 episodes of The Fairly Odd Parents. Every night. That's what I'd fall asleep listening to. And so when I say that SpongeBob can get old, I mean that coming from the place of someone who watched the same 2 episodes of it, probably easily for 500 hours, without getting tired of it. Paper feathers, I'm not quite... Paper feather headdress? Melted bead necklaces? Oh, these are links for other... That's not the kind of woven bracelet that I think they wanted me to make. Why would they have a picture of the beaded bracelet if I'm not making the beaded bracelet? Cut length of elastic. We are off to a bad start. Decide how thick you would like your bracelet to be. This is easiest when using a needle. If the children are old enough, tighten the beads as you go. I have yarn and I have embroidery thread. So I, in the pursuit of knowledge, am going to attempt to make one using embroidery thread that I'm going to have to surgically remove from my hand. I'm going to use this purple thread. They have a poo brown color. No, but they do have... No. Not going to do that either. The theme of art camp is recycling. More specifically, made new in Christ. So I don't want to get them out of the bag one at a time. So I'm going to recycle put them in my plastic bottle that I ruined. One new bead at a time and thread back into bead that has already been strung, so which is why as you proceed you'll keep in mind that you are always threading a new bead and then thread work from left to right, tight to left. This was written by Garrett Weeks, and so it reads like you're trying to read a Wycliffe Bible. Not just the King James, but a translation from before the King James, so it's even that much more unreadable. I've made a mistake. I'm gonna have to cut a length of thread. Does not say how long, and I do not know how much I will need, because this guide was written by Garrett Weeks. So I'm just gonna get a butt ton, and if that's too long, fight me. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. There's an episode of SpongeBob itself, the one where he rips his pants. SpongeBob keeps making the joke about how he ripped his pants, because it was funny the first time. He keeps making the joke over and over again until eventually nobody wants to hear it anymore. I still don't think I'm doing this right. The episode where SpongeBob rips his pants, eventually the joke gets old. You have to be careful with any joke, not just SpongeBob jokes, because all jokes can get old. All jokes can be like a pair of ripped pants. I'm not a smart man. I mean, when you make a joke constantly, it's gonna stop being funny. So when you get something beloved like that for more than just being funny, you really, I don't know, maybe you want to be extra careful about it, because you don't want to ruin the taste that you once had for something of that nature. And it's not just with humor where that happens. I mean, think about food. My favorite food has always been tacos, but there have been times when I can't eat another taco because I keep doing this wrong. Wait, but I want it to be... Okay, so I reread the instructions, and I think the instructions are trying to get me to put 4 beads on to start the bracelet, and then to add 2 new beads for every layer after that. But string on 4 beads, add 2 new beads every other round. What do you mean every other round? Like, I don't know what it's trying to tell me. There's a subreddit that's based on a joke where it's how to draw an owl in 4 easy steps. Draw a circle. Erase some lines. Draw another circle. Rest of the owl. That's what this feels like. It's like, put 4 beads on, tie a knot, finish your bracelet. I mean, to be fair, I haven't gotten to the 4 bead step yet. So all the tutorials I can find for this bracelet say that I need a whole loom in order to make this. For a 5th grader to do this one would take them much longer than the 45 minutes that they'll have during art camp, and require equipment that I don't feel comfortable giving to somebody who I know will stab me with it and then Fortnite dance over my corpse. Elijah, do you think Roy has the wrists of a toddler?
No, I think he has the wrists of a dog.
I know, but I need to put a bracelet on him.
Yeah. Okay.
Wow, what a cutie.
No, don't eat it. Oh.
Did he run away with it?
Yeah.